сломал ничего, блин, ваши жилеты.
Красавчик!
In the city of Olonets, in the Republic of Karelia, Russia, a traveling circus performance suddenly turned into a moment of chaos right in front of the audience. At first, the bear pushed a cart and followed commands as usual. But just seconds later, when the trainer stepped closer, it suddenly lunged forward, knocking him down and attacking him on stage. What made it even more alarming was that there were no barriers separating the audience from the performance area. Yet, in those first moments, many people still thought it was part of the act. It wasn't until the bear lost control and began running around the stage that screams broke out. Staff quickly intervened to separate the animal. Despite being muzzled, the trainer was still injured, an incident that left many in shock, because in just a split second, everything on stage can slip out of script and no one can tell what's real anymore. Dealing with massive wild boars attacking farms and crops is far from simple, especially as they appear more frequently and grow increasingly aggressive. In one recorded situation, once it realized it had been detected, a boar suddenly burst out at incredible speed, ready to counterattack at any moment. Dogs were released to help control it, but the situation quickly became tense when one was injured during the approach.
Köpeği çaldı lan. Köpeği çaldı lan. Köpeği çaldı.
Those nearby were forced to keep their distance and coordinate carefully, knowing that even a small mistake could push the situation out of control. A confrontation that shows wild boars are not just destructive. They can become a real threat when cornered face to face.
Geliyor. Osman şapanda Osman.
A shocking video is rapidly spreading and drawing widespread attention across social media. Against a snowy backdrop, a wolf lies motionless as a group of hunters approaches. The signs suggest the animal has been injured, and everything appears to be over. One man steps closer and kicks the animal to check it, and in that exact moment, the situation suddenly turns.
Bugün bu necesi 4 fevral günü 2018 yılında kaskar attık. Roja. Ver hadi. Hadi. Satayım hadi video. Siyamaz ne tire? Hey! Akşam nasıl ver? Sattım al.
Moments later, everything stops, leaving behind an unclear outcome. The video quickly goes viral, sparking intense debate. Many believe it's not just the sudden reaction that is disturbing, but also the way the situation was handled that raises serious questions. What do you think? November 9th, 2016, while hiking in Uludağ, a group of people suddenly heard faint, broken cries echoing through the forest. Following the sound, they discovered a bear cub trapped in a wire snare, its leg tightly bound to the point it couldn't escape. It struggled constantly, thrashing against a tree, each attempt only tightening the wire further.
Yakında çekebiliyor musun? Süper.
Çekiyorum. Arayın.
Benimki
çekmiyoruz. Çekmez.
Benim çek.
Tel ya, teli dolanmış vay be. Tel kapan değil.
Vay be, ayı da görmek kısmet oldu şu dağda. Bakayım benim çek.
Acaba biz onu kurtarmaya çalışsak anlar mı?
Ay yok hemen saldırır.
Anneannemin öyle bir hikayesi vardı ama yarısı masalsa.
Yok ve en büyük tehlike ne biliyor musun?
Ağaca sıkışmış da.
Hayvan ayağından bir telle bağlı şu anda kurtulmaya çalışıyor ve çok bağırıyor. Acı çekiyor herhalde.
Her sol ayağından yakalanmış. Tek ayakta çıkıyor.
Ağaca bağlı herhalde o ağacı kırmaya çalışıyor.
Ağacı devirerek.
Without hesitation, they called for rescue. Veterinarians arrived, sedated the cub to ease its pain and calm it down, then carefully cut away the snare that was digging into its leg.
Çıkarma.
İyi gidiyor. Başarılı oldu. İyi, başarılı oldu değil mi? Gidelim mi?
İlaç boşaldı.
Once freed, the bear lay still, exhausted but alive, and given another chance, a quiet, powerful moment where, in the harshness of the wild, the suffering of one creature met human compassion at just the right time. The camera alarm suddenly went off in the middle of the night, catching the couple's attention inside the house. A black bear had wandered in, knocking over the feeders and licking up nearly all the peanuts and rum-flavored feed. It then continued roaming around the back areas, as if still searching for more. Everything unfolded right on the screen, while they could only watch from inside, unable to do anything. They decided to wait a while before putting the feeders back up, not because they were broken, but because whatever had just stopped by could come back at any moment. What about you? Would you dare to hang them? At a market in the state of Bihar, India, a stray buffalo suddenly charged straight into a crowded shopping area, throwing everything into chaos. Fortunately, no one was injured, but when it left, all that remained was a shop left in ruins, exactly along the path it had taken. In May 2021, a wolf den was discovered inside an expanded red fox burrow. 6 wolf pups, only about 10 to 12 days old, lay deep within a chamber roughly 1.5 meters below the surface. Believing they were safely protected, researchers set up a camera trap on a large pine tree about 10 meters from the den entrance. For the first few days, everything remained calm. until a brown bear happened to discover the den. The bear began digging, at first slowly, then more aggressively. Somewhere just beyond the frame, the parent wolves were already there. They knew what was happening. They could hear it, but they did not move closer. On one side stood an adult brown bear, powerful enough to tear the entire den apart. On the other, just 2 wolves. The imbalance was undeniable. The destruction lasted nearly half an hour, long enough for everything inside to be completely torn up. And when the bear finally left, the silence returned, but it was no longer the same. In the nights that followed, the wolves came back to the site, trying to dig and search through what remained of the den, looking for their young. It's likely the pups were killed and may have been consumed by the bear. What seemed like just another ordinary workday at a construction site in rural Bolu, Turkey, quickly turned into something unexpected when workers discovered a brown bear trapped underground. At first, it was only a paw clawing up through the mud, but as they dug deeper, the bear's head emerged, roaring and thrashing as it struggled to escape the confined space. The noise of the excavator agitated it further, as it kept reaching out with its claws and reacting violently.
Yandan. Tamam Elif. Çek. Vur. Vur. Vur. Vur. Çek bomu. Bomu çek yukarı. Camını aç. Camını aç. Aç camını. Bomu çek. Bomu yukarı çek.
Realizing the danger, the workers quickly stopped construction and shifted to helping, carefully using the excavator to widen the hole. After several tense minutes, the bear managed to dig with its own claws and finally pulled itself free before quickly disappearing back into the forest. There was no moment of gratitude, just an animal that had escaped death, leaving as if it had never trusted the humans standing behind it.
Çıktı. Tamam çıktı. Camı kapat. Çıkar artık, çıkar. Korkmayın, korkmayın. Tamam.
Also in Turkey, if the bear left people on edge, the next encounter left them struggling in a very different way. As soon as the report came in, authorities arrived on the scene, setting up barriers, deploying nets, and using catch poles. Every possible method was put into action. But the problem was, this pig was simply too fast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It leapt over barriers as if they weren't there, slipped into nets only to knock handlers off balance, and even injured one person during the chase. Every time it seemed cornered, it would burst forward and escape within seconds, making all efforts feel useless. After nearly 4 hours of trying, they had to give up, not because they caught it, but because they simply couldn't. Following a set of fresh tracks, a man came across a lone wolf by the river and decided to begin a pursuit. The video capturing the entire sequence quickly gained attention after being posted, but it also sparked a wave of mixed reactions. Many viewers believed the wolf was already exhausted and showed no signs of aggression, while the man continued the chase, leading some to call the act cruel and even question the true purpose behind the hunt.